With the recent release of the Wardogs announcement trailer, I've been seeing it called a Battlefield killer, but I feel like this has less to do with Wardogs and more to do with how people feel about Battlefield right now. The Battlefield community feels frustrated, disconnected, and just tired of waiting for things to improve, so we start looking for other things to believe in. But I think it's clear that Wardogs isn't actually trying to be a Battlefield killer. On the surface, comparisons make sense. There's large-scale maps, infantry and vehicle gameplay, and destruction. That overlap is enough for people to immediately frame it as competition, but design philosophy matters more than shared features. Wardogs is being marketed as a tactical shooter, and that shifts the entire experience. Tactical generally means faster time to kill, less forgiveness in gunfights, more deliberate movement and positioning. If you make a mistake, it's punished quickly. You don't always get revived into another push, you don't always get the same recovery window after an engagement. Battlefield has historically leaned more towards controlled chaos. Big moments, momentum swings, systems that allow aggression and re-engagement. Even when gunfights are fast, there's often room to reset and get away from the action. So when it comes to Wardogs, it doesn't look like that's what they're prioritizing. It looks like they're trying to be somewhere in between Battlefield and something closer to like Arma. Not a full milsim necessarily, but heavier, more consequence-driven gameplay. I don't believe that this is necessarily better or worse, it's just different. And I think calling it a Battlefield killer ignores that difference in particular. It assumes every large-scale shooter is fighting for the same exact audience, when in reality, pacing and philosophy define the player's experience far more than the map size does. My main concern with what I've seen so far is that things seem a bit jittery and not smoothed out. Granted, this is pre-alpha footage that we've been giving, so that's to be expected to some degree. But in a tactical shooter, performance becomes more noticeable, especially when time to kill is faster. Input consistency and frame stability matter quite a bit more. If gunfights feel unstable, that tension quickly turns into frustration overall. But again, this is pre-alpha footage, so I'm not that concerned about it, but moving forward, it is something I'm going to keep my eye on. So at the end of the day, the real question for me isn't whether or not Wardogs is trying to replace Battlefield or will replace Battlefield. It's whether Wardogs can execute on its own identity in a clean and concise manner. If they deliver stable performance, tight responsive gunplay, and gameplay overall, I think it can absolutely carve out a space for itself. This is not a replacement to Battlefield, but perhaps an alternative. And really, I think that's healthier for the genre entirely. But I'm curious, do you see Wardogs as a direct Battlefield competitor, or are they aiming for a completely different experience entirely? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll catch you on the next one. RAMTEID out.